Our next reader tonight is Arielle Schussler. Arielle is a philosopher as well as an author, but what many people don't know is that she also played a crucial role in the history of philosophy. There's a famous story where Dr. Samuel Badass Johnson, no relation, was presented with an argument that matter doesn't exist, but only seems to exist. Dr. Johnson thought that theory was some stone-cold bullshit. And so he took his cane and hit it against a rock, saying of this theory, "I refute it thus." This has come to be known, the argument from the rock. This is all real. I went to a very good college, but this is what I did. Folks, I do have some news. That rock was actually Arielle in disguise. And so the entire argument for materialism, that the material world actually exists, has been built upon an elaborate lie concocted by the person whose words you are about to absorb. And so, without any further ado, please give it up for our next reader, whether or not she exists, Arielle Schussler.
Excuse me while I short person in front of this. I'm tired of that. Mine is clear. I got it. I spent my whole life like this. I'm shorter, in fact. Okay. This piece is called Sunrise on Pluto. Sometimes you picture what it must be like on Pluto. You picture the stillness. You picture that special kind of silence that pounds beyond the ears, into the airways, past the base of the throat, a choking kind of silence. You consider how cold it must be. A cold that is not a tidal wave, but a shock, the kind of cold that someone becomes exposed to, rather than experiences. The way a person becomes exposed to a virus or a flesh-eating disease. You picture how minuscule the Earth looks from it, not even a speck on the black corkboard of the night sky. How insignificant you are from Pluto. You can't be seen, out of sight, out of mind, you might as well not even exist. No one would know that somewhere, light years away, you exist as you are. Your problems and experiences are erased by miles of stardust and dark matter, faded by the pulsing, burning light of the cosmos, where problems are the death of stars, and physical laws order the universe, and mysteries are about how time and space are interwoven in a way that we may travel backwards or forwards in both. The thought of Pluto comforts you, but it also terrifies you. It terrifies you to think of a place that dark, that cold, that still, that quiet. Can you even see the sun from Pluto? No, you don't suppose you can. Your heart aches for Plutonians. You believe there are no sunrises on Pluto, that it's always dark. One more time, just one more time, take out the batteries, put them back in, wait until the screen turns blue. It always says 4.5, even before pressure activated. Wait it until it changes to cal and then step. What is wrong with this thing? How is that number possible? You don't understand. You ate nothing yesterday. One more time. Maybe the machine is broken. Maybe you need to buy a new machine. What are you doing wrong? You don't understand. Take out the batteries, put them back in. Wait till the screen turns blue. It always says 4.5 even before pressure activated. Wait until it changes to cal and then step. What do? Nothing is working, nothing is working. You take off your clothes and you look in the mirror. Sometimes the numbers don't mean anything. Make sure you can still see each of the ribs. Turn to the sides. Can you count the ribs? You should be able to see the ribs. The ribs should stick out more. You shouldn't have to stretch to see the ribs. Where are your ribs? This is because of last night. This is last night you's fault. You hate last night you. That extra bite that you ate clings to you like a fanny pack. The extra bites from the months past stack on top of each other, a totem of fanny packs. The more fanny packs, the larger the sweater you have to pull over them. Not that anything helps. You always first show weight gain in the face. You asked your partner how the theory of general relativity worked last year. You always wanted to understand it. You wanted to understand everything. You want things to make sense. How does speed affect time? Why should how fast one travels affect the way that time is not only felt, but the way it moves? You couldn't wrap your mind around it. You understood that the way a mind experiences time can change based on how fast one moves, but you couldn't understand how time literally moves differently depending on the speed of an object in motion. How is that the mind and the body can be so easily deceived? You don't need to understand the theory of general relativity. Most people don't, he said after your pestering. Yes, I do. I do in fact need to understand the theory of general relativity. Watch a YouTube video, he suggested. We watched one together. There were cartoons of spaceships and stick figures and mirrors and balls. And he looks at you expectantly. Well, there you go. You search for another video, then another and another, more spaceships and stick figures, a ball for the sun and a ball for the earth and dots for skies, the stars. I don't get it, you said. If you have a person on Earth traveling the speed of the planet circling the sun, and then you have another person traveling on a ship at the speed of light, and the person on the ship may be gone for like 5 years in their experience, but then comes back home to find that 100 years has passed, I don't get why something as arbitrary as speed could have that effect. He shrugged. That's the way it is. But like, how much time has really passed? That depends on your inertial frame of reference. But like objectively. That depends on your inertial frame of reference. Okay, but like, according to a Berkeleyan mind of God that is omnipresent and omniscient at all times and spaces and witnesses everything at all times, how much time has passed? Well, there is no Berkeleyan mind of God, he said, but if there was, it would depend on the inertial frame of reference. But objectively, depends on your inertial frame of reference. You wanted numbers, you wanted facts, you felt stupid for trying to demand something called the theory of relativity to be objective. But that's how your mind works. You didn't want to have to deal with an inertial frame of reference. You wanted things to just be. You can't even look in the mirror anymore because your face is a moon. Your face is not supposed to be a moon. Moon face, moon face, moon face. Your face is not supposed to be a moon. No pictures, no mirrors, all because of the moon face and the fanny packs and the large sweater. You're supposed to be small and pretty. You don't want to leave the house or get out of bed. Don't you want to take pictures again? Don't you want to be able to walk past a mirror without avoiding eye contact with the thing with the moon face and the fanny packs and the sweater? Don't you want to be small and pretty again? Well, you know what to do. Don't eat today. You won't eat today. But didn't you not eat yesterday? You didn't not eat wrong. You had an extra bite, and you didn't get that feeling. You know that feeling, the one right before bed. Your head is supposed to spin, and you're supposed to feel dizzy, and that's when you know you did it right. You're supposed to feel like you're about to pass out. That wasn't the way you felt last night. So what did you do wrong? The extra bite. It's your fault that this isn't working. You're supposed to cut out the sugar and the carbs and eat the green thing, the leafy green thing. More of the leafy green thing. Throw out the candy bar you've been saving for a good day. Give your partner the candy bar. It isn't worth it, even though it's your favorite, even though you've been saving it. You know you'll hate yourself the next day when you're stepping on the scale. Don't eat. Then you'll be small and pretty. Or get sick. Find a way to get sick. 2 or 3 days of being sick, that's all it takes. Sleep for 2 to 3 days, eat a slice of toast per day, you'll see the ribs again, you'll get the dizziness, everything will be okay when you're small and pretty, and you can go outside again. You picture Pluto. You're no longer on Earth. Your inertial frame of reference shifts. No calories on Pluto. No fat on Pluto. No body on Pluto. No you on Pluto. Pluto is dark. Pluto is still. Pluto is silent. Pluto is indifferent. On Pluto, there's no you, and you don't have to change anything, and it's okay if you don't understand the theory of general relativity, because if there's no you, there's no need to understand. Not why you can't lose the weight, why time literally moves differently depending on the speed of an object in motion, why your face is a moon, why your scale is broken. There's no you. Nothing has to make sense. You don't have to understand anything. There's no you. Everything is still, everything is peaceful, everything is dark. There's no sun to see. Take the pills. Small and pretty little orange pills. They'll make you sick and they'll keep you by the toilet all night, but it'll be worth it. Get rid of everything until you're hollow. You'll get nice and dizzy and hollow, and then you'll be small and pretty. You've done 2 pills in 24 hours. Maybe keep it up for 2 days? Is that enough? 3 days? 4? That's like you're not eating. Good. No food, just pills. Do that. Then you'll be small and pretty. And go to the gym. Remember to go to the gym. Push yourself hard, but not too hard. You always push too hard. You force your heart rate over 190 for hours on end. Your partner tells you you aren't going to lose any weight that way because you passed the fat burning zone and you've gone into cardio, but you'll just end up shaking, collapsing, and fading, and then eating. Then all of the good work you've done will be lost. Don't give up. You can do this. Don't eat, get sick, sleep. Take the pills, work out, get nice and dizzy and hollow. That's all it takes. You were talking to one of your friends about something else when you started to blurt out about Pluto. This was the first time you talked about Pluto out loud. I picture Pluto sometimes, like what this moment must be like on Pluto. There's no air or sound or light, can't even see the sun. Can you believe that? I terrify myself with imagining that kind of darkness. You can see the sun from Pluto, he responded, not even missing a beat. It isn't that dark. He Googled it and clicked on a picture. It was an artistic rendering drawn to projected scale, and sure enough, there it was. No longer a sun, just another star, bright. An arrow on the picture labeled it for you. See? Apparently it would even be brighter than the moon appears to us from here. Doesn't that help with the fear? On Pluto, you can still see the sun. But you were not comforted by the extended arms of a sun that refuses to disappear into the night sky. You realize that it isn't the darkness that scared you. You'll wake up perfect, you can say goodbye to the moon face and the fanny packs and the sweaters and the dark, and you can take pictures again and look in the mirror again, and you can go out in the sun and you'll be happy and perfect, and you can take pictures again and look in the mirror again and be in the sun again, and you'll be happy, and you can take pictures again, you can look in the mirror again and be in the sun again, and you'll be happy and perfect, and you'll be small and pretty and small and pretty and small and pretty and small and pretty. You were at the beach last week. At night, the water was dark, and the sky was dark, and the sand was dark. Everything was dark and terrifying, and the only lights you could see were thousands upon thousands of lights years away. You shocked the dark by illuminating your phone screen using an app to find Pluto. It was beneath your horizon, below the ocean waves, deep into the tangled depths of the ocean floor, past where the schools of fish sleep, past where the crustaceans crawl, past where the plankton sway. You later look up the type of creatures that live in a darkness that deep, and you find photos of giant isopods, viperfish fangtooths. What is more terrifying, the dark or the creatures that live in it? You can't decide. Maybe it's better for them that they can't see themselves. You think of Pluto. Are these Plutonians? You wonder if they can see the sunrise. You decide they can't. Your heart no longer aches for them. Thanks.